Did you know that the largest tsunami ever recorded reached a height of 1,720 feet? That's 524 metres. Hi folks, and thank you for joining me once again on Rico's Nature Realm. My name is Rico, and on this channel I'll be exploring natural phenomena. So let's buckle in, and I hope you enjoy the journey. The word tsunami comes from Japan and translates to English as harbour wave. It's known as the harbour wave as it can only be seen close to the shoreline. The fear of tsunamis? Well, that's known as tsunamiophobia. What is a tsunami? A tsunami is a series of underwater waves that are triggered by a variety of different situations. These triggers include underwater volcanic eruptions, meteorites hitting the ocean, landslides into the ocean. However, most commonly they are caused by earthquakes. For an earthquake to make a tsunami, it needs to be at least a magnitude 6.5. The energy from a tsunami originates from underwater, where normal waves energy comes from the wind, gravitational forces, as well as the moon. There is little warning, as they usually get triggered by a jolt of sudden displacement of water. The water is pushed up and gravity pushes it back down, with tsunamis barely being noticeable in the deep ocean. If you're unlucky enough to be sitting at the beach when a tsunami occurs, in some cases you may hear a large bang before seeing the ocean retreat from the shoreline. At this stage, the best course of action would not be to walk back to the water and start collecting shells, but to retreat inland to higher ground as quickly as possible, as the first wave will not take very long to appear. Moving inland means at least several kilometres. If the wave is fast approaching, go into the highest building you can find, preferably one with a sturdy foundation, as the waves can destroy the weaker and smaller buildings. If any of these are not an option and you are stuck in the path of a wave, grab something that can float, preferably something big, or even a tree. A palm tree is usually the strongest. After a tsunami in 2004, in Indonesia, a female was rescued after holding onto a palm tree for 5 days. Once you reach a safe place, stay there for several hours, as tsunami activity will take a while to settle. You will also find that several waves will follow. The waves can be anything from 5 minutes apart to an hour apart, with the first few waves increasing in intensity before the water starts to subside. Tsunamis appear different to normal waves, firstly as they tend to be a lot larger and they do not crest and break. They can also have multiple waves hitting the shore for several hours. If you are considering grabbing a surfboard and riding the next tsunami, this is probably not a good idea. Tsunamis are a lot higher and faster than normal waves. There is no face to the wave, which makes it a lot more difficult to ride. Then you have to consider the debris that it picks up along the way. Then you have the buildings and the trees that you need to avoid. After all this, unless you can find a safe place, it will drag you back out to sea. Tsunami waves are referred to as a wave train. In an open ocean, tsunamis can be as low as 1 metre. But from the point from the first peak to the second, they could be as wide as 200 kilometres or 120 miles apart. This can be 1,000 times larger than a normal wave. With most waves, they are tens of metres in between each peak. As tsunamis reach shallow water, the speed decreases and the wave height increases, where they can reach a height of up to 100 feet. At its peak, waves can move as fast as 500 miles an hour or 804 kilometres an hour. This is almost the speed of a jet plane. The size of a tsunami can be up to 300 miles or 482 kilometres wide. Earth on average can have approximately 2 tsunamis every year, with a destructive tsunami every 15 years. 80% of these are within the Pacific Ocean. Within the Ring of Fire, this is an area of volcanoes that's shaped in a horseshoe. Palm trees are also known to withstand tsunamis. People often plant palm trees near the shoreline because of their strong and durable characteristics. They have adapted well to destructive storms, gusts, tsunami waves, and even hurricanes. A number of countries have implemented different ways to deal with large amounts of water. These precautions include large walls along the coast or channeling the water through land, and even floodgates. With many not being effective with large tsunamis, many countries have also implemented early warning systems using seismometers, ocean buoys and coastal tide gauges. These are used to record data such as underwater quakes and changes to the sea level. The aim is to give people time to escape the affected area and saving life. When nature is too powerful to stop, the safest course is to get out of its way. The largest tsunami ever recorded was in Lituya Bay, Alaska, and this was on the 9th of July 1958, reaching a height of 1,720 feet. That's 524 metres. The third most destructive tsunami ever recorded was in Messina in Italy, where in December 1908 an earthquake lasting less than 1 minute caused a 12-metre tsunami. This destroyed almost all structures in its path and killing nearly 80,000 people. In Lisbon, Portugal in 1755, a 9.0 magnitude earthquake that was felt as far as Greenland caused 3 large tsunamis, killing 10,000 people just in Morocco, with a total loss of life between 60 to 100,000 people. In Sumatra, Indonesia in 2004, a 9.1 magnitude earthquake hit off the coast of Indonesia, estimated to have the same force as 23,000 atomic bombs. There was 600 miles of ruptured ocean floor. The tsunami travelled 3,000 miles, resulting in reaching 14 different countries and killing over 220,000 people. That's all for me, folks. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on the next video.